If you see my latest blog entry, I've already talked about some of the responses that I'm going to get. Just so everybody knows that I'm basically anticipating other answers, here's some of the other responses that I know I'm going to get. Or if I don't get them, I'll be extremely surprised. Especially because, as I already said, when I was reading part of my blog entry to my mom, I got one of the responses that I anticipated. And just to give you an idea, since it's kind of giving it away, I was talking about some of the responses that I would get to my blog entry, and one of the responses was, or two of the responses, oh, actually, I could apply responses 2, 3, and 4 to what my mom said. I was talking about, because she could see the look on my face, and she could see that I was sighing and stuff, and she asked me what was wrong, and then I told her, and then, I had read some of the responses to her, and she was like, well, my life sucks too, or something like that. And it's like, thank you, you proved my point. And I knew I was going to get some of those responses. And like I said, and I said, but I already know at least some of the responses that I'm going to get. And people are going to say, well, yeah, you're probably going to get more too. Of course I am. You think I'm stupid. And, well, I know I'm not the smartest bulb in the bunch, and I'm sure that I'll be told that, but I'm not the stupidest either. I'm not the brightest bulb. So here's some of the other responses you're going to get. Bitch, you ugly. You know what? Just shut up. Y'all going through this pain, and then you're going to say this? Well, you probably got what was coming to you anyway. That's part of the response that I'm going to get. And people think that I'm just talking like that. Believe me, I've gotten... Let me just read you some of the responses I've gotten about other things that I've deleted, and you can just imagine... And by the way, when I talk like that, I know it sounds stereotypical and all that, but if you live in the area that I live in, and if you've gotten some of the responses that I've gotten, then you'll know exactly what I'm talking about. And I probably shouldn't have talked stereotypically, but just trust me, when I read you some of the stuff that I've gotten from the past, for other comments, let me see if I can find them in the recently deleted, since that's usually where I put them. Oh, when I called out someone, for example, for calling people quote-unquote handicapped Democrats. I'm not kidding, that's what this person really called Democrats. Here's the response I got. This is what this person said. O'Reilly just... Well, let me read you her tweet first. O'Reilly just schooled Alexis McGill. This crazy lefty thinks government ought to pay for irresponsible woman's birth control. Close your cooch. And I think I was researching for the segment that Geraldo had done on the O'Reilly factor, and I ended up finding this tweet, and I said, and partly because I'm disabled, I said, are you serious? You sound no better than Wendy Davis. And this is a response that I got. Please, shut the fuck up. And then the response, of course, that I got after that was, boom. And so I am already anticipating that I'm going to get a response like, bitch, you're ugly, shut up, or, man, you don't even know what you're talking about. Or, man, you don't even know the world. And believe me, I've gotten other voices too. And let me just read you some of the things that I've gotten. Like I said, not just for the blog entry, because that's, the kind of responses that I anticipate getting. But let me read you some of the responses that I've gotten from other haters in the past. And let's see, I can read you some of the oh, for example, like when I have... Actually, there are some good ones here that I could probably do. For example, when people would put words in my mouth. And they said, oh, no, he never put words in your mouth, which is complete. You can fill in the blank. And let me see if I can find it, because a lot of these I really just want to delete them once I can, and it's like, you know what? I'm just done. Oh, when someone said, I don't want to feel like I'm apologizing in other people's stead, but you have mine for whatever it's worth. You have to realize that sometimes it's hard to understand the intent of the words you use. Unfortunately, the meaning of your original posting could be taken several ways, and thus the misunderstanding was born. Okay, so I'm getting blamed just because people don't know how to read what I said. And I can tell you, it's Not that I necessarily want to go back to the original source. I would have preferred to read it from the emails. And this is where someone put words in my mouth. Someone said, what is this, 3 in as many days or something, referring to a school shooting that had happened. And I said, sadly, school shootings seem to be becoming the norm. Well, then this other person went ahead and put words in my mouth. Oh, here we go. Let's see. She had said, why weren't they the norm 60, 70, 80, 100 years ago? Repeating firearms have been around longer than that, so it's not the guns. Well, I never said it was the guns, and I told her that, and so she basically put words in my mouth. I just said, sadly, school shootings seem to be becoming the norm. And so then she asked me, if it's not the guns, what has changed in the past however many years? And I said, our culture. And then she said, correct. Well, she assumed that I said that it was guns when I never said that. So, of course, I'm anticipating that people are going to put words into my mouth. And some more responses that I'm going to be anticipating. And like I said, I could actually probably go to my my Google inbox, because that's where I keep a lot of the comments that I would delete in my normal mail. And let me see. For example, someone said to me, let's see, I can read you this response, I think. And, oh, here's what, okay, someone put a link there. That was that one, for lack of better. Oh, here we go. No, wait a minute, that's just all images. This is unfortunately the same guy. He was trying to put images and links to sources that were just totally not credible sources. And let's see. So and like I said, this is for other stuff that I've done in the past. Not just blog entries, but YouTube videos and comments on other sites. So obviously I either get words put in my mouth, I get told that I'm ugly, I get told that it's amazing when I do, even when I covered a song just fair use, someone said, is this serious or a joke? It's too hard to tell. And I could find you if I wanted to. When I've done things in the past, or when I've done whatever, I've been told about how I'm ugly and how I need to get my eyebrows tweezed, and so my point's been completely dismissed out of hand or whatever. And like I said before, when I sounded like when I was reading that one response where that tweeter goes, please, shut the fuck up. That sounds very much like, unfortunately, how some of the people would say those kinds of responses, and especially in the area that I live in. And let's just say that, and if I wanted to, I could really go ahead and, I'm going to go down and even see if I can go ahead and read some of the responses that I've gotten. For example, and I have so many emails here, I can't just scroll down like in my regular mail. Let's see. Because I'm really trying to find one where that kind of tone of voice would be as stereotypical as it might sound. Oh, here we go. Someone said to me, oh no, not that one. Well, actually, she got mad at me and she says, so you're still writing posts about Ashkenazi Jews? How about Sephardic Jews? I'd like to see some posts or discussions about that in a relationship as well. Well, I'm sorry, but so it's like I get damned if I do, damned if I don't. Well, excuse me, I'm Ashkenazi, and I haven't seen Sephardim attack to the level that Ashkenazim are. And so it's like, no matter what I do, no matter what I say, it makes me upset. It really, it's like, no matter what I do, I'm surprised when I get a good comment. It's kind of like I put in my last blog entry about why I didn't feel like going to bed last night. What is the point of waking up knowing that if I expect the worst, I'm probably going to be correct about having expected the worst. And if I wake up expecting the best, then I'm going to be sorely having the rug pulled out from under me. So that's kind of a bonus as to some of the responses that I'm probably going to get. And as I said, I wish that I could have found a response in the kind of tone that I would have gotten. And like I said, if you live in the area that I live in, you would see that I wasn't just being, whatever you could call it. Believe me, those are the kinds of responses that if you live in the area that I live in, you would quickly see that, yep, that's definitely the tone that some people use, and that is definitely the kind of response that I would get. And actually, really quickly, I'm just going to try to find the response one more time. Oh, here we go. This might be it. So, okay, listen to what someone says. He says, quote, "We're all black and from Africa. Fact. And it's well known that Africans were in Europe thousands of years ago. Research are digging up new findings, some being suppressed, other actually seeing the light of day. When the real truth comes out, it'll bring us together back to being one people." And of course, I could read that in the kind of tone that I said that some of the responses would be spoken in, because his grammar here is atrocious. And not only that, but like I said, if you get the idea of the area that I live in, you will pretty much get the point. And so, as I said, this is a bonus. This is just, I already anticipate the kind of responses I'm going to get, and this does not surprise me. And it's like, damned if I do, damned if I don't. Nothing that you say is going to surprise me, and if it does, then I'm just an idiot. You came up with a completely new response that I didn't expect out of anywhere. Or you came up with a response I didn't expect out of anywhere, and I should have been more prepared to be more resigned. So, there you go.